Magandang umaga po, itong News TV Live. Ipagpapatuloy ngayong araw ang pagdinig ng Senado kaugnay ng umunay smuggling ng bigas sa bansa. Kumuha tayo ng update kaugnay sa isinasagawang pagdinig. May report si Jam Sisante. Jam?
Yes, Sandra, kakasimula lang ngayon nung pagpapatuloy ng pagdinig ng Committee on Agriculture tungkol doon sa di umano'y smuggling na nangyayari sa bansa. Sa ngayon ay narito na ngayon si DOJ Secretary Leila de Lima at nakaharap niya nga ang kanyang nakairingan itong mga nakarang araw na si Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte. Bukod sa kanilang dalawa, narito din ang mga opisyal ng customs, maging si Davidson Bangayan ang negosyante na inaakusahan na ang big-time rice smuggler daw na si David Tan. Noong nakaraang pagdinig, noong nakaraang buwan, paulit-ulit na giniit ni Bangayan na hindi siya si David Tan. Gayunpaman, umamin siya na nakipagtransaksyon siya sa ilang rice cooperatives para sa pag-angkat ng bigas. Bagay na hindi raw maaaring gawin ayon sa Department of Agriculture dahil hindi rehistrado si Bangayan bilang rice trader. So sa pagdinig ngayon, malalaman natin kung meron nga bang kung ano yung may babahagi ni Mayor Duterte tungkol sa rice smuggling na nangyayari sa kanyang lungsod at kung meron siyang maipapakitang ebidensya para patunayan yung alegasyon niya na si Davidson Bangayan at si David Tan ay isa. Sandra?
Maraming salamat sa iyo, Jam Sisante. Panoorin na po natin ang isinasagawang pagdinig ngayon sa Senado.
Carlo Carag of the Department of Finance. We're missing Solicitor General Hardilesa. We want to know who is representing Solicitor General Hardilesa. Okay. We go to the Director Ferdinand Sales, Company and Registration and Monitoring Department, Security and Exchange Commission, and of course our good friend Mayor Rodrigo Duterte of Davao City. Mr. Emmanuel A. Santos, Mr. Emily G. Alabada, businessman, si Emmanuel Santos, Miss Emily G. Alabado, ugnayang magbubukid ng San Isidro Inc., Candaba, Pampanga, Miss Cristina Reyes, Malipampang, Concerned Citizen, MPC, San Ildefonso, Bulacan, may Mr. Maximo Hernandez, Samahan ng Magsasakang Kapampangan at Katagalugan Multipurpose Cooperative, San Ildefonso, Bulacan. Mr. Juanito A. David, Kapatirang Takusa Multipurpose Cooperative, Candaba, Pampanga. Ms. Teresa P. Aligado, Chairman, Alliance of Grain Industry Stockholders, Philippines. Mr. Heculano Sico, President, Philippine Confederation of Grains Association, Inc. Mr. Jesus Aranza, Chairman, Federation of Philippine Industries, Inc. Mr. Ernesto Ordonez, Chairman, Alyansang Agrikultura, and Mr. R.G. Guevara, Lawyer, Managing Partner, GEM Law Office. Marami pong salamat sa pag-attend nyo ngayong umaga. We will now proceed with the oath-taking of resource persons. Okay.
May I request those who have not taken their oath to stand up and raise your right hand. You said Carlo po, Carag. You. Tapos na po kayo, Ms. Alabado. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this inquiry, native legislation of the Committee on Agriculture and Food. Okay, I do, sir. Thank you. Have a seat.
Sir.
Minority floor leaders, we want to proceed with our agenda lang. And then after we proceed with what happened during the previous meeting and then the agenda, then we will call on after doing our administrative matters, we will call on you on your first question. In the previous inquiry last Wednesday, January 22, 2014, we included a third agenda, the progress on the implementation of the recommendations under Committee Report 763 of the Committee on Agriculture and Food in the 15th Congress. Now the highlights of previous hearing are as follows. The DA declared that QR on rice will remain until 2070. 2017, and while DA is assisting our farmers to become competitive, and DA will continue to stick with our commitment to import the minimum access volume of 350,000 metric tons of rice. Number 2, the Bureau of Customs has implemented the committee report's recommendation that any rice shipment without an import permit is rice smuggling. However, as discussed by Senator Juan Ponce Enrile, rice smuggling prevails because of the TARA system. Number 3, the issuance of injunctions by the Regional Trial Court in Davao, Batangas, and Manila set aside this policy of no import permit equals smuggling. Senate President Franklin M. Drilon highlighted the conflict in the interpretation of our commitment to the World Trade Organization and our domestic laws, specifically on the deadline on the imposition of QRs on rice. Senator Alan Cayetano asserted that based on how we read our laws as taught in law schools, the imposition of QR on rice is still effective as the treaty on GATT-WTO that the Philippines signed and approved does not repeal RA 8178 and PD number 4. The chair agreed on this interpretation of our commitment with the WTO and our domestic laws. The DOJ with OSG to be consulted promised to present a definitive position on that issue. With regard to Mr. Davidson Bagayan, he admitted through joint venture to having persuaded people and cooperatives to join the NFA rice importation program in exchange for an amount of money based on the volume of rice that has been allocated to them. Mr. Bagayan called this industry practice as consolidation. On this issue, Senator Cayetano suggested to the committee to determine whether the supposed joint venture agreement with cooperatives and proprietor is legal or not. Our stand is that it is illegal and it's not according to the law. It's a circumvention of the law. Okay? For today, the committee will tackle the following topics on the board. We'll tackle the administrative matters, the requests of senators on certain input that they want to be submitted to them. Of course, the questions that Senator Enrile will ask Mr. Bangayan, the absence of Lea C. Echeverria, questions on the participation of DGL commodities in the importation, and questions on Ms. Elizabeth Faustino as broker handler of several farmers cooperative for Mr. Nixon Kua, who and what are the Starcraft International Trading Corporation and other trading entities that are subject of several news report and court injunction. The reason for this is that the committee wants to first have an appreciation of who we are talking about before we call on Mayor Duterte and Commissioner Sevilla to discuss the injunctions, the legality of injunctions, and the story in Davao City na yun ang nag-result sa ating investigation. Then after the discussion on Starcraft and others, we proceed with Mayor Duterte and Customs Commissioner Sevilla. And later on, we discuss the court injunctions, and then we will ask the Office of the Solicitor General and the DOJ what are they doing to assist the Bureau of Customs and NFA. We can add in the discussion the Supreme Court decision on this. And finally, we can ask the DA and the NFA on the status of their negotiation with WTO and concerned governments. And we will ask the DOJ to finally state and the Solicitor General their DOJ and OSG opinion on whether there is a conflict or not on the Philippine commitment to the WTO with respect to the imposition of quantitative restriction on rice vis-a-vis domestic laws. Okay. And if there are other important matters that we need to discuss, if time permits, we will do so. Okay, so regarding the policy on tariffs, rice self-sufficiency program and the like, we will do that in the next hearing. Okay, so we wish to inform Senator Recto, who is much concerned with that we have no time this hearing for that, so we will call another hearing to discuss these policies. Okay. And so we go to the administrative matters before we call Senator Ponce Enrile. Before we proceed, we want to know if our resource person complied with the request of the senators. To the Bureau of Customs, have you provided Senator Enrile with a report on the Indian rice shipment that was held in Subic and eventually auctioned off?
Yes, Your Honor, we sent it in writing last Wednesday or Thursday, both to the chairperson as well as a copy to Senator Enrile.
Not received that report.
Would
When
you-
did you send?
Nung Wednesday or Thursday po yata. I remember signing it on Wednesday.
So, Mr. Custom Commissioner, can you please make sure that Senator Enrile will receive the report? Okay, to the DA, the list of DA-accredited non-government organizations that can and had received pork barrel as requested by Senator Poe.
Madam Chair, napadala na po namin.
Okay, so wala po si Senator Poe dito, so you just have to check, okay? And to the DA and NFA as requested by Senator J.V. Ejercito, list of import permits issued with volume since 2001 to the present.
Patuloy po namin kinokompleto yung mga lista, pero yung pong mga simula po 2013 pababa po, napoprovide na po namin unti-unti.
So yung during your term,
Opo.
na-provide mo na si Senator Ejercito? Kasi hindi mo naman kailangang i-provide lahat-lahat at the same time. But provide mo na yung available and then to follow yung hindi mo, yung nire-retrace mo.
Noted po, ma'am.
Okay. So okay sa'yo, JB. Okay. Now, I would like to call on Minority Leader Senator Ponce Enrile for his questions to David Bangayan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before I proceed, Madam Chair, I would like to request that documents that I submitted, these bunch of documents rather, that I submitted to the Chair in the course of our hearing the last hearing, the Marcus Exhibit Roman numeral 1.
We will do that, Senator Ponce Enrile.
And this bunch of documents submitted by Attorney Salazar, was it? Attorney Salazar, for Mr. Davidson Bangayan, also during the last hearing, be marked as Exhibit Roman numeral number 2.
We will do that, Senator Ponce Enrile.
Nagpapatuloy po ang pagdinig ng Senado kaugnay nga sa rice smuggling at isa nga po sa nakatakdang pakinggan ngayon itong si David Son Bangayan at siya po ang pinaniniwala ang nagmamayari ng alias na David Tan bagamat ito ay kanyang idine-deny.
In your complaint affidavit against Mr. Jess Aranza for I think libel. Was this libel?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, may I request, Madam Chair, that the lawyer be asked to sit there and
We will ask the lawyers of Mr. Davidson Bangayan to sit beside him.
this complaint affidavit was for libel. Was it for libel? And you filed this already.
I was not part of the people who filed the
You
complaint
were not
affidavit.
the part of the...
No, I was not the counsel then, Your
Who
Honor.
prepared?
Yes.
Who prepared this complaint?
My previous counsel.
The lawyer, Mr. Bangayan. All right. You know, I draw your attention to paragraph 10 of this. Will you kindly take this? Come and take it. For in the meantime, this exhibit. The lawyer. You go there, you go there. Use that. I will use my copy. In paragraph 10 of this affidavit of your client, affidavit complaint, and Annex H, I, and J are supposed to be attached. Can you see if all these annexes were attached? Yeah, kaya look.
Yes, Your Honor.
What is Annex A? H. What's Annex H?
H. Okay. Ano naman yan?
Are the annexes of this affidavit attached to your documents?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where are they? Because there's a missing annex, and that is the certification issued by one of your foreign clients, certifying to the good reputation of the company of Mr. Davidson Bangayan. Where is that?
Your Honor, Annex H is different. I think you're referring to Annex I.
Yeah. What does,
Annex I.
What does it say?
This is a certification issued by a certain Mr. Justin Chan.
Who?
Mr. Justin Chan,
Yes.
Managing Director of a certain corporation.
What does it say?
States that this is certified that Advanced Scrap Specialist Corporation, headed by Davidson Bangayan, aka David Tan, has been supplying our company for the last 2 years of scrap metals. Through the years, we have been known Advanced Scrap Specialist Corporation to be a reputable and reliable company, both domestically and abroad.
Okay, thank you. I stand corrected. If all the attached, I must have missed it in my copy. Will you kindly read paragraph 16 of the affidavit of Mr. Bangayan? Read it into the record.
Clearly, the foregoing publication categorically imputed to me and our company, Advanced Scrap Specialist Corporation, the following wrongful acts, namely A. Swindling, B. Contraband shipments. Likewise, the identification of the person in the subject publication definitely referred to me, considering that there is no other person by the name of Davidson Bangayan, aka David Tan. There is no question that I was clearly and directly identified in the subject publication.
Correct. That was the affidavit of your client that he filed in the office of the prosecutor to file a libel case. Mr. Bangayan, are you still denying that you are David Tan?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of this affidavit of yours? Paragraph 16 of your affidavit. It says, the identification of the person in the subject publication definitely referred to me. You said to me. Huh? Considering that there is no other person by the name of David Bangayan, aka alias David Tan. What do you understand? Did you understand that sentence when you filed this affidavit?
Your Honor, it was based on the quote dun sa newspaper po.
Huh?
And then, kung yung pinirmahan ko po, is Bangayan lang po. As you could see on the, dito na po sa, yung when my son's statement.
May I move that this person be
Davidson
held in
Bangayan
contempt
po.
for lying in this committee?
Your Honor, hindi naman po ako nag-lie kasi even in my complaint affair.
Affidavit mo ito eh.
Your Honor, hindi po na-correct ng lawyers yan. Gawa po nung... Yan po yung base
I
dun
leave
sa
it to the committee to decide.
Honor, it was...
Or you advise your lawyer, your counsel, counsel, you advise your client. What you advise him? What is the meaning of this affidavit?
Yes, Your Honor, this is the first time I came to know of this affidavit. I was not the counsel who prepared this. If you look at the back portion, it will appear the counsel is different, Your Honor.
Yes, but as a lawyer, did you not review this document before you submitted them? You yourself submitted them to the committee.
We submitted the original, Your Honor.
You reviewed them?
Yes,
Yes.
original.
And what do you understand by this paragraph of the affidavit? I'll read it. Clearly, paragraph 16 of Roman numeral exhibit number 2 and Roman numeral number 1 and Roman numeral number 2 exhibits. Clearly, the foregoing publication, meaning the publication that's supposed to have libeled Mr. Bangayan,
Yes, Your Honor.
categorically imputed to me, Mr. Bangayan, and our company, his company, Advanced Scrap Specialist Corporation, the following wrongful acts, namely swindling and contraband shipments. Those are the libelous statements that are supposed to be filed against Mr. Aranza.
Your Honor, this is a mere...
Wait, just a minute. Let me finish. Likewise, he said, the identification of the person in the subject publication definitely referred to me. To me, considering that there is no other person by the name of Davidson Bangayan, alias David Tan. There is no other, meaning I am the only one. There's no other. Go ahead.
Your Honor, this is a statement...
Just may complete. There is no question that I, Bangayan, clearly and directly identified in the subject publication. Siya mismo ay nagsabi na ako lang ang Davidson Bangayan alias David Tan dito sa mundo ng Pilipinas. Walang iba. Hanggang ngayon ba, tatanggihan pa ninyo na siya ang Davidson Bangayan alias David Tan?
Mr. Davidson Bangayan, we wish to remind you that if you answer wrongly and the Senate minority floor leader will move for a motion of contempt, and it is somebody will second the motion, then we have to rule.
Madam Chair, may I ask for a few minutes suspension so that we can confer regarding the motion of Senator Enrile regarding the...
we will have to confer. We will...
return the affidavit to me. Return.
We suspend the hearing and we have to confer.
na nga po ang tinatalakay dyan sa Senado ay yung libel case na isinampa nitong si David Bangayan laban dito kay Jesus Aranza, isa pong negosyante, kung saan nagsumite siya ng isang affidavit at kanya nga pong nasabi doon na there is no other person by the name of David Son Bangayan aka David Tan. So ito po yung ginigiit ni Senador Enrile na kanya raw na pag-amin na siya mismo itong tinatawag na David Tan, at ito nga pong David Tan na ito ang itinuturong utak ng rice smuggling sa bansa. Nagpapatuloy po ang Senate hearing.
You still deny that you are Mr. Davidson Bangayan alias David Tan, and the only one who is both David Tan and Davidson Bangayan? Do you still deny? I'm giving you a chance to affirm your affidavit.
Your Honor, I will explain in regards with that.
No, I'm just asking you a question.
Yes, I'm denying because I've signed Davidson Bangayan on that complaint and not aka David Tan, because that is based on the complaint on the newspaper. So maybe my lawyer did not at the time correct it, but because I saw my name and my company, that's why we said that wala po siyang ibang nire-refer kundi kami. Pero yung pinirmahan ko po na complaint at affiant ko
alam mo,
is Davidson
naawa ako sa iyo Pinibigyan ka ito ng pagkakataon. Hindi lang itong ebidensya kontra sa iyo na ikaw si David Tan. Hindi lang ito Dadating yan. Marami. Maawa ka sa sarili mo. Alam mo, ayaw kitang saktan, ayaw kong manakit ng tao. Pero dito, sa mga hearing sa mga committee ng Senado, may reglamento dito, hindi ka pwedeng magsisinungaling. Pag nagsinungaling ka, papipilitan kami na parusahan ka ng contempt. Dahil kailangan, sinasabi ninyo sa sumpa ninyo to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. Diba? Nagsinungaling ka na, binibigyan na kita ng pagkakataon na bawiin mo yung mo. Kayon, kung ayaw mo, magpapadala kami ng isang katutak na ebidensya dito na ikaw nga si David Tan alias Davidson Bangayan or Davidson Bangayan alias David Tan. Ikaw lang nga. Ikaw lang yon. Walang iba. Pag-isip ka. Madam Chair, I have my pending motion. And I'm giving this man a chance.
We will give a chance to Mr. Davidson Bangayan to think about it, and we will ask Senator Ponce Enrile how long. How long we will ask him to think about it.
It depends upon the committee.
So,
if we are going to allow witnesses here to lie without the sanction, and
I guess we will settle this before we leave. We end the committee hearing. Okay? So we will give chance to Mr. Davidson Bangayan to consult his lawyer and to make a decision. But definitely, we will move on this before we end the hearing. Okay? So we wish to acknowledge the presence of Senator Grace Poe. And then we continue on with the hearing. With regards to Miss Echeverria, I believe she's not yet here. Before a January 22 hearing, we asked the Office of the Sergeant of Arms
Madam Chair, I have a pending motion, and it's up to the committee to deny the motion or support the motion. I am just doing a job. I have no personal feelings or anything against anybody.
Mr. David Bangayan, do you need time to decide, or we will just proceed with the motion?
Madam,
Mr. Davidson Bangayan, if he needs time to decide, or we will proceed with to take care of the motion.
Your Honor, I signed Davidson Bangayan and I'm not David Tan po.
Okay. So there is one from Senator Ponce Enrile that you will be held on contempt. We have discussed about this among ourselves, and we will, because not all the committee members are here, so Mr. J.V. Ejercito requested that this be decided by the committee as a whole. So we will need to get the opinion of the other committee members. So we will decide on this in the next hearing, because we have to meet with the Committee on Agriculture and Food to decide on this, whether you will be held in contempt or not. And Senator Ponce Enrile has agreed that it will be the committee who will decide whether you will be held on contempt or not. Okay? So we're finished with that issue. It means that you have to come back here next hearing. So we will announce the decision of the committee, the whole committee, on whether you will be held in contempt or not. I wish to acknowledge Senator Paulo Benigno Aquino. So we go on with the next agenda.
before we do that, may I just put into the record
Yes.
that
We recognize Senator Ponce Enrile.
we have no record of receiving report of the Bureau of Customs regarding Indian rice shipment in Subic as per our receiving clerk.
We recognize Commissioner of Customs John Philip Sevilla.
We'll make sure, Madam Chairwoman, that the Senator gets a copy this afternoon. We have a received copy from the copy that was sent to your office, ma'am, but to Senator Enrile, we'll make sure that it gets there this afternoon. Wednesday ko po pinirmahan siguro, either Wednesday or Thursday, yung received copy po sa office ni Senator Villa.
When was that? December, January, what?
No. Just last week lang po. It would have been January 29 or 30.
So we request the Commissioner of Customs to make sure that Senator Ponce Enrile receive his copy, and please furnish also the copy, the Committee on Agriculture, the copy of your report. Okay.
To you, Madam Chairperson, receive na po, may receive copy po kami from your office.
Have no received copy. There must be something wrong with the way you send the copies. Anyway, you just make sure that we receive it today. Okay? So, we go on with the next agenda, which is the testimony of Ms. Echeverria. Okay? With regards to Ms. Echeverria, before our January 22 hearing, we asked the Office of the Sergeant of Arms of the Senate to serve the subpoena to her known addresses, including the registered address of Deep Platinum Traders Enterprises, but they were not able to serve it as these addresses are being used by other people and not them. Our Office of the Sergeant of Arms then left a copy with her aunt. Since the National Bureau of Investigation is now investigating Ms. Echeverria, Ms. Faustino, and Ms. Rodriguez, the committee requests that the MBI assist in looking for Ms. Echeverria so that we can serve the subpoena to her. Pwede ba hong tanungin namin ang NBI if they can do this job for us?
Good morning, Your Honor. Director Mendez is here.
Yeah, we recognize Director Mendez.
Good morning, ma'am. With the permission of the Honorable Secretary, our agents went to the given address of Mrs. Echeverria, but she could not be located during that time.
So, what do we do?
Babalikan po namin.
Kasi po, yung si Ms. Echeverria was pointed out as the consolidator of DGLM. So, nung pong isang hearing din ng Senado in 2012, hindi rin siya nahanap. So, hanggang ngayon hindi pa siya mahanap. Kailangan siguro mahanap natin ating director ng NBI kasi imposible naman po may hindi mahanap na tao sa Pilipinas.
Opo, ma'am, we will do that.
Now, with respect to Mr. David Lim and Mr. Judy Line Lim, I would like to read the letter that their lawyers sent to us. Alam nyo, yung storya ni David G. Lim na connect natin siya as the rice trader. Tapos nung tinatanong ko na po siya kung ano ginagawa nila, yung kanilang kalakaran do sa kanilang kumpanya with regards to rice trading, sabi niya hindi daw niya alam dahil yung kanyang asawa ang nakakaalam nito. Tinanong ko po siya kung gusto mo ba isasabina natin yung asawa mo para i-explain sa amin yung operation mo. Sabi niya, opo. So we subpoenaed the wife and himself, si Mr. David G. Lim for this hearing. Unfortunately, nag-abroad po sila. And I will be reading to you their letter ng lawyer nila tungkol sa pag-abroad nila. I'm writing on behalf of my client, Judy Lim, C. Lim and Mr. Lim, regarding the subpoena requiring them to appear and testify under oath before the Committee on Agriculture and Food of the Senate on February 3, 2014 at 10 o'clock in the morning. Much as my clients wanted to appear on the said date and time, nevertheless, they cannot possibly appear as they are now in Indiana, USA, taking care of Joanna Chua, Judelin's sister, who has been suffering from serious illness. Rest assured that my clients will appear on the next scheduled hearing, provided that they are informed at least 2 weeks prior to the next hearing so they can arrange their timetable ahead of time. With this fact, please excuse the presence of my clients on February 3 at 10 a.m. and do set another schedule should circumstances warrant. So, ito po ay nalaman na namin before na hindi sila dadating. So, I have consulted with the committee and after a study of the matter, we will give spouses David G. Lim and Judelan C. Lim just one chance to be absent. Ito po for the lawyers. Baka kami kasi sabihin nyo na we didn't give prior notice. We will hold our next hearing on February 25. So that's more than 2 weeks from now. So we're giving 2 weeks notice. Just one chance to be absent. They must present themselves in the next hearing of the committee. Otherwise, we will cite them in contempt of the committee of the Senate and we will have them arrested. Okay. So, yun lang po in this case of David G. Lim and Miss Judy Line Lim. Okay. Now, with regards to the guidelines on giving time for every senator to ask questions, as I have indicated in my opening remarks, I hope we could tackle the issues one by one so that our discussion will be focused on one topic para naman tayo hindi malito at hindi rin malito yung nakikinig sa atin. May I also request my colleague to first let our resource person to present, the chair to ask questions, and then we will give them about 10 minutes to each senator to raise questions based on their arrival. Likewise, may I remind our resource person to direct your answer or comments to the chair and not to another person. Okay. So we go on with our next subpoenaed resource person, Miss Leia, Miss Elizabeth Faustino. Sabi po ay dinaan daw sa ospital. Okay? So, andyan na. Lawyer. Ano ba pag absent siya?
Nagpapatuloy po ang pagdidig ng Senado at kanina nga lamang po ay hiniling
We
itong
acknowledge the lawyer.
si Senador Enrile na i-cite for contempt itong si Davidson Bangayan dahil sa kanyang hindi pag-iit na siya ay hindi si David Tan. Pero sinabi po ni Senador Cynthia Villar na ito ay didesisyonan muna ng komite at sa susunod na pagdidig na lamang ipapaalam ang kanilang naging desisyon. Gayun din ay hindi nakarating sa pagdinig ang isa pang pinatawag nila at ito nga po ay si David Lim at ang kanyang misis na si Judeline Lim at meron din hong banta na pag sila hindi nakarating sa susunod na hearing, maaari silang makontempt din. Nagpapatuloy po ang pagdinig ng Senado.
Unfortunately, I do not know yet the complete details why she was rushed to the hospital. I tried speaking with her earlier, called her phone, but I think they were administering some tests to her. So I will give her a call again after the proceedings here so that I can get more details.
Can we ask for a suspension?
Tawag ng Senado ang hindi nakarating ngayon at idinaan daw po sa ospital. So,
I guess we
isa
have
po
to rule
sa
like how we ruled.
isa po sa inaabangang tao rin no sa pagdinig na ito ay si Davao City Mayor Rodrigo Duterte at siya po ay isasalang bilang isang resource person dahil nga po sa kanyang nalalaman daw tungkol sa aktibidad nitong si Davidson Bangayan na ayon sa kanya ay siya ring si David Tan.
And please provide us with a medical certificate of Miss Elizabeth Faustino. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor, we will. And
Notarized.
yes, Your Honor,
Okay.
we will provide a medical certificate.
So we give notice to you as the lawyer of Miss Elizabeth Faustino that if she doesn't come on February 25, that's our next hearing, then we will hold her in contempt and we will have her arrested.
Thank you, Your Honor. I
Okay.
will inform her.
Okay, thank you very much. We go to our next agenda, part of our agenda, which is the one dealing with Starcraft International Trading Corporation, Jade Brothers Farm and Livestock Inc., Medalla de Oro Trading, Silent Royalty Marketing, and Bold Bidder Marketing and General Enterprise, which is the company of Mr. Emmanuel A. Santos. So we have to call Mr. Emmanuel Santos. Okay. Mr. Santos, are you the proprietor of Medalla de Oro Trading?
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Yes, Your Honor, ako po.
Okay. You together with Mr. John Michael M. Santos, Mr. Bernard Guy R. Godoy, Mr. Emmanuel M. Santos Jr., and Mr. Armando L. Santos are all incorporators and stockholders of Jade Brothers Farm and Livestock Inc. Okay. Kaano-ano po ninyo si Mr. Emmanuel M. Santos Jr.?
Anak ko po siya.
Do you know of a company named E.A. Santos Customs Brokerage or an E.A. Santos and Company Brokerage Corporation? Pareho ba ito o magkaiba?
Yung pong EA Santos Brokerage. Ako po yon. Existing po yon, yung EA Santos.
Yung isa, E.A. Santos Customs Brokerage and E.A. Santos and Company Brokerage Corporation. Magkaiba ba ho yun o pareho yun? Lakasan niyo po.
Yung pong EA Santos and Sons Corporation po yon. Pero hindi na po existing yon.
Iba pa ho yun. Iba pa yun. Ito is E.A. Santos Customs Brokerage and E.A. Santos and Company Brokerage Corporation.
Yung pong EA Santos, single proprietor po yun.
Yung E.A. Santos Brokerage.
Opo.
Kanino po yon?
Sa akin po.
Oh. And then
Your
yung
Honor.
EA Santos and Company Brokerage Corporation,
It's a corporation, Your Honor.
existing din yon. So iba yon.
Hindi na po siya existing.
There is another company named EA Santos and Sons Brokerage Corporation, which was merged with Jade Brothers Freight International Inc., both owned by you.
Existing po yun, Your Honor.
So ang surviving corporation is Jade Brothers.
Yes, Your Honor. Tama po.
Do you know a company named Jade Brothers Freight International Inc.?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sa iyo rin yon.
Opo.
Do you know a company named St. Peregrine Movers and Integrated Services Inc.?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sa iyo din yon.
Sa anak ko po, doon sa junior.
And majority stockholder siya.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know Miss Ivy Mercado Sosa?
Hindi ko po siya kilala, Your Honor.
Do you know Mr. Marvin Lalata Mendoza?
Kilala ko po siya, Your Honor.
Ano relationship mo sa kanya?
Meron po, business partner po.
Do you know Miss Ana A. Orqueta?
Kilala ko po siya, Your Honor.
What is your relationship with her?
She's my, relative by affinity.
Hindi mo
Parang,
siya...
empleyado siya.
Okay. Do you know Miss Jessie B. Bantula?
Hindi ko po ma-recall yung pangalan niya, Your Honor.
Do you know Mr. Brendel Daradal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ano mo siya?
Empleyado rin po.
Do you know Mr. Aveleo Argodoy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ano mo siya?
Empleyado po.
And do you know Mr. Eugene or Eugenio Giang Pioquinto?
Kilala ko po siya, Your Honor.
What is your relationship with him?
Business partner ko po siya.
Okay. Similar to what I did in the previous hearing, I would like to present to the members of the committee and the other members of the Senate the information provided to the committee. Mr. Emmanuel A. Santos is a substantial stockholder of Jade Brothers Farm and Livestock Inc. and a majority stockholder of Jade Brothers Freight International. Per SEC record, he is also a substantial stockholder of EA Santos and Company Brokerage Corporation. Mr. John Michael M. Santos, Mr. Emmanuel M. Santos Jr., and Mr. Bernard Guy Argodoy are stockholders of both Jade Brothers Freight International and Jade Brothers Farm and Livestock Inc. Ms. Elizabeth M. Santos is the fifth stockholder of Jade Brothers Freight International Inc., while Mr. Armando L. Santos is the fifth stockholder of Jade Brothers Farm and Livestock. In other words, both companies are owned by the Santos family. Now, if you look at the stockholders of Starcraft International Trading Corporation, the information given to us is that Mr. Ana A. Orqueta is an employee of EA Santos Brothers Freight International. Mr. Jesse B. Bantula is a neighbor of Mr. Pioquinto in Oro, Santa Ana, Manila. Mr. Aveleo Godoy is an employee of Jade Brothers Freight International. Mr. Jeffrey C. Daradal, who is declared as the president of Starcraft, is an employee of St. Peregrine Movers and Integrated Services, Inc. And Mr. Eugene Pioquinto is an employee of EA Santos Brokerage. Now, Mr. Ivy Mercado Sosa Bolvider, we were told, is a simple mother in San Juan, Batangas, doing networking jobs for cell cards and beauty products, while Mr. Marvin Lalata Mendoza of Silent Royalty is not a rich person from San Jose City, Nueva Ecija. Now, beyond being an employee of EA Santos Customs Brokerage, the NFA, in its audit of information submitted to them, that discovered it was Mr. Eugene G. Pioquinto who handled the original documents of all these entities, as well as answered queries regarding the nature of these entities. From this information, it will show that all arrows lead to Mr. Santos as the person behind the transaction of all these entities. entities. Mr. Santos, are you denying or confirming what we have just presented?
I'm confirming, Your Honor.
Okay. Ikaw ba ang nagpopondo para sa mga transaksyon ng StarCraft, ng Silent Royalty Marketing at ng Bold Bidder?
I have nothing to do with Bold Bidder.
O yung StarCraft?
StarCraft po, sarili po nilang, it's a different entity. Hindi po ako nagpopondo doon. I might be...
Lahat po ng nasa StarCraft, empleyado nyo.
Yes, Your Honor, tama po.
Huwag kayong, winawarn lang po kayo na huwag po kayong magsisinungaling sa Senado kasi we can hold you in contempt.
Hindi po ako nagsisinungaling, Your Honor.
So, lahat ng empleyado nyo nasa StarCraft and yet you're denying that you're part of StarCraft.
Partner ko po si yung major stockholder, si Eugenio Pioquinto. Partner ko po siya.
So, pwedeng partner, financier ka ng StarCraft.
In part, maybe, Your Honor. Hindi po yung lahat.
So, kasosyo ka sa StarCraft.
Kasosyo ko po si Eugene Pioquinto. Hindi po
siya
yung
nga
StarCraft.
ang StarCraft.
They're independent, Your Honor. Independent po sila.
Oh, pero sinabi mo nga, nakasosyo mo si Mr. Pioquinto. So, kasosyo ka sa StarCraft.
In a way, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Saan ba kumukuha ng bigas ang StarCraft? Sa Vietnam ba o sa Thailand?
Meron pong Vietnam, meron pong Thailand.
Mula kay Davidson Bangayan. Mr. Santos, based on information given us, SEC records show that you, Mr. Santos, Mr. Pioquinto, and Mr. Davidson Bangayan are stockholders of Davidson Star Publishing Inc. and Silver J Import-Export Trading Inc.
Tama po, Your Honor.
So, makikita natin na kayo ay kasosyo sa StarCraft and then kayo ay konektado sa kay Davidson Bangayan kasi common stockholders kayo ng Silver Jade Import-Export Trading Corporation, Davidson Star Publishing Inc., 3-Star Asua Petroleum Inc. All these three companies have common stockholder, Davidson Bangayan, Emmanuel A. Santos, and Eugene C. Pioquinto. Okay. Mr. Santos, tama ba po ito?
Tama po, Your Honor.
So, interconnected kayo.
I have on my side Eugene Pioquinto. I have on my side Mr. Eugene Pioquinto.
So, masasabi nyo na kung sasabihin na Mr. Santos, deep-rooted ang samahan ninyo na sa negosyo ni Mr. David Bangayan. Kasi magkakasosyo kayo.
Actually, Your Honor, yung pong kumpanya na yan na mga nabanggit po ninyo ay hindi po mga active. Wala pong malaking activity pa sa ngayon.
Pero kung hindi po yan active, di sasabihin nyo sa SEC na hindi kayo active. Nakita po to sa SEC.
Tama po, Your Honor. Hindi pa po siya, actually po.
Pero the mere fact nagnasosyo kayo, may relationship kayo.
Kung gusto po niyong sabihin, Your Honor, na kung kilala ko po si Mr. Bangayan, kilala ko po siya.
And magkasosyo kayo. Kasi magkasama kayo sa negosyo. So, kayo po, kayo ni si Mr. David Bangayan, kayo po, Mr. Emmanuel Santos, and then si Mr. Pioquinto, magkakasosyo po kayo. Tama po ba yun?
In some companies po. Tama po.
Mr. Bangayan, inamin mo noong nakaraang hearing na nagko-consolidate ka ng mga import permits doon sa mga ating mga small companies at saka sa ating mga farmers cooperative para makakuha kayo ng import permit.
Your Honor, ang huling hearing po, ang sabi ko po, yung consolidation po sa mga farmers.
Kaya nga, so ginagawa nyo yun. Inamin mo yun last time, di ba? Sabi mo, kalakaran yun.
Yes, Your Honor, yung sa
Okay.
farmers po.
Noong nakaraang taon, 2013, nag-consolidate ka ba ng mga import permits?
2013 wala po.
Hindi ka nag-consolidate noong 2013.
Hindi na po.
Noong 2014, ngayon 2014, balak mo bang mag-consolidate?
Meron pong bagong program ngayon, yung MAB CSU ng NFA. Pero I don't think na kailangan pong mag-consolidate doon dahil sa hirap po ng requirement.
Nandito yun. Okay. Meron na pong MAB noong 2013. Hindi po bago lang ngayon 2014 yun. In fact, ginagamit na yun noong 2013. Sigurado ba kayong hindi kayo nag-consolidate noong 2013?
Wala po kung nakuhang 2013 MAB.
2014 po, may bala kayong mag-consolidate.
Hindi na po, I print out the guidelines po ng 2014 MAB ngayon. Mukhang hindi po magiging qualify ang mga farmers co-op natin dun sa hirap po ng requirement. So, ang applicable dun siguro yung may mga malalaking kapital puhunan.
Magpasok ng bigas sa Pilipinas mula sa ibang bansa. Ngayon 2014.
Nag-iisip pa po kung sasali sa programa ng NFA.
Kung nagbabala ka, paano mo ipapasok sa Pilipinas?
Iniisip ko pong sumali sa MAB program sa CSQ.
So, ipapasok mo ng legally?
Of course po.
Ano gagamitin mong papel o dahilan para maipasok mo sa local market yung bigas?
Yung company ko po. Pero tinitignan ko pa kung magiging eligible kami kasi medyo strict yung mahirap po yung compliance.
So, Mr. Bangayan, the NFA gave the committee a copy of a letter from the Vietnamese embassy, and I will read the entire contents of the letter. Okay? Ito po yung letter from the Embassy of the Social Republic of Vietnam. The Embassy of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam presents its compliments to the National Food Authority of the Republic of the Philippines and has the honor to inquire on status of rice importing certificates issued by the NFA in favor of Adolphe Inc., a Philippine company, to import 120,000 tons of Vietnamese rice. Inamin nyo po na inyo yung Adolphe Inc.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Vietnam Southern Food Company signed 2 contracts with Adolfo Inc. to sell 120,000 tons of Vietnamese rice to the latter on October 2013. However, the shipment has not been conducted because the Adolphe Inc. failed to present the rice importing certificate issued by NFA. And they said this, the embassy contact is Mr. Tran Tan Tung, and the Embassy of the Socialist Republic of Agna avails itself of this opportunity to renew to the National Food Authority of the Republic of the Philippines the assurance of its highest consideration. So ang sinasabi po nila, ngayon 2014, medyo nakikipag-usap na po kayo sa Vietnam na magpapasok kayo ng 120,000 tons of Vietnamese rice. And noong 2013, nagkipag-usap din kayo sa kanila na magpapasok kayo October 2013 na magpapasok kayo ng rice from Vietnam.
Just Your Honor, nag-inquire po ako.
sabi nila dito po ay they signed the contract. Adolphe Inc. Hindi nag-i-inquire. Naguguluhan nga yung Republic of Vietnam. And in fact, they're inquiring from NFA. Ano ba daw policy natin kasi naguguluhan sila kasi nagsasign kayo ng contract tapos nagkakaproblema. And hindi nila malaman if ano ba daw ang policy natin sa pag-allow ng importation of rice. So nakikita dito, Mr. Bangayan, na kayo ay nag-sign ng contract sa Vietnam to import rice for the Philippines.
Your order option to buy po yun. Depende po yun sa magiging polisiya po ng ating gobyerno. Kung ano, hindi naman po, ano po yun eh. It's a option to buy. They can always offer naman po na kung gusto natin bumili. They always open to sell naman po.
Kung sinasabi niyong option to buy, ibigay niyo sa amin yung kontrata na option to buy yon. Hindi yun na contract of sale. Pwede ba i-provide nyo yung committee ng kontrata ng option to buy? Or whatever contract you signed sa Vietnam?
Yes, Your Honor, I will provide it next. Checking ko po yung mga nasa record ko yung yung offer.
Next time daw. Wala ba kayong dalang mga papeles?
I have to check my record po, Your Honor.
Ibig nyo sabihin, hindi nyo naalala yung mga transaction nyo when in fact yun ang negosyo nyo?
In fact, kahit sa ibang countries po, sumulat din ako eh. Nag-i-inquire din po ako.
But from their facts, it says na may signed contract pero kayo ay walang import authority.
Wala po akong in-import.
Nag-sign kayo ng contract sa Vietnam eh.
Normal.
So kung hindi nyo walang import permit yan, i-smuggle natin yan. Di ba? Kasi kung bawal pag walang import permit, that is smuggling. So kung nag-sign ka ng contract doon, wala kang import permit, so i-smuggle mo yun. Kasi bawal yun. So why are you so confident na bibili ka ng rice sa Vietnam na walang import permit? Ano ba gagawin mo? Paano mo yung dadalhin sa Pilipinas? Smuggle natin yon.
Your Honor, kasi nung nag-inquire po ako sa kanila,
they said it's not an inquiry. It's parang may kontrata. Kaya nga kiniklear nila sa NFA.
Your Honor, that's an inquiry po nung kumpanya ko, sometimes in September. Then ang sabi nila, okay, there's an option to buy, but we have to first check with your country to what is the position of the Philippines in terms of the quantitative restriction, WTO. Kasi sinight din po nila, sinabi po nila doon sa letter nila to Bureau of Customs, Commissioner Biason, in their position of regarding quantitative restriction. So sabi nila, pwede kaming magbenta sa iyo kung sasagutin ng gobyerno mo na po pwede na kaming mag-export sa inyo nang walang import permit.
Pero kailangan lang namin makita kung talagang ano ba yung transaction mo sa Vietnam, and then we will call on ating NFA kung pwede nila gawin itong ginagawa nila ito. Kung itong problema natin kay Mr. Davidson Bangayan, pwede talaga nilang gawin yan. We recognize the administrator ng NFA.
Magandang umaga po, Madam Chair. Unang-una po, malinaw po doon sa ating nakalipas na taon, nakalagay po doon sa sulat ay pumirma sila ng kontrata na October 2013, which is covered ng 2013 MAV year. Malinaw po sa ating guidelines na wala po tayong country-specific quota galing sa Vietnam. So wala pong importation na gagawin ang private sector ng Pilipinas na manggagaling po sa Vietnam ng 2013. At ganoon din po ngayon darating na taon ng 2014. Malinaw po ito sa mga guidelines na pinalalabas natin. Ang gusto ko din lang pong samantalahin yung pagkakataon, if you may, Madam Chair. Si Mr. Davidson Mangayan po ay hindi po nakarehistro na negosyante ng bigas sa National Food Authority. Ito po isang requirement bago po kayo makapag-import kasi nabanggit po niya dati na siya po ay maliit na negosyante lamang. Pero ang 120,000 metric tons po ay hindi maliit na volume. At sa amin pong records, nagpadala na po lahat ng mga probinsya natin ng mga records, pinalidate po natin. Wala po na nakarehistrong Davidson Bangayan kasi kahit po retailer dapat po may lisensya. Pero wala po siyang lisensya.
Ipinatatanong po ni Senator Ponce Enrile, yung David Tan ba daw nasa listahan nyo?
Wala po. Ang mga nakalagay po...
Ang pino-point out po sa atin ngayon ng NFA chairman ay hindi pala nakarehistro, no? Bilang importer na bigas itong si Bangayan at hindi siya nararapat nakikipagtransaksyon sa bansang Vietnam at nasa guidelines daw na walang gagawing importation with Vietnam ngayon 2014 at gayon din ay binasa po ni Senador Cynthia Villar yung sulat mula sa Vietnam Embassy kung saan nasabi ng embahada na merong dalawang kontratang napirmahan itong si Davidson Bangayan doon sa Vietnamese kumpanya na magpo-provide ng bigas at dahil po dito ay tinatanong niya kanina si Bangayan kung paano ba daw ito ipapasok ni Bangayan sa bansa o ano ang plano niya para maipasok ito sa Pilipinas at sa bagay na ito ay wala pong masyadong detalyadong sagot na maibigay itong si Davidson Bangayan. At yan po ang mainit na balita. Sa oras na ito, tutok lang dito sa GMA News TV para oras-oras alam mo. Ako po si Sandra Aguinaldo. Magandang umaga.